Yes, it's Jumani, also known as Juby and Watchner, is always Arsenal. 4-2 win against Brighton, and we are now 7 points on top of the English Premier League. 7 points gap, and I just have to take a moment there to really just soak in that reality, right? 43 points after 16 games. I think that's like the fifth time or the fifth team to amount 43 points after 16 games. So the statistics coming in, and we just had to accept it and continue to play good football, right? So we started with, of course, Zinchenko playing left back, with Gabriel and Saliba centre back and Ben White right back. Of course, Ramsdale in goal. Thomas Partey is Xhaka in the midfield with Odegaard in front of them roaming, and Saka on one side, Martinelli on the other, and Eddie Nketiah on top. So at the very offset of the game, we were able to upset Brighton and score our goal in like 66 seconds, I believe, courtesy Bukayo Saka. And I must say, credit to Odegaard, Zinchenko, Martinelli, Nketiah, and of course Saka for being in the box so early in the game to ensure that we get that goal, right? Of course, Martinelli would have had a shot deflected into the part of Saka who controlled and finished. And by the way, Saka is finishing these days. Big up Saka. We continued the game, and of course, we had control of the football for a period, and we ended up winning a corner kick. And Odegaard scored a beauty. What a beauty from Odegaard. Odegaard is now scoring goals more often, definitely more than last year. Entire season, he has already scored a good bit of goals. And 2-0 to the Arsenal. Went into the half and came back out, and bam, 3 goals. So now I'm saying, all right, we could probably beat this side 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, you never know. Unfortunately, they got a goal, and it was a good goal, but we extended the lead once more, courtesy, of course, and I didn't mention the third goal that we scored, right? Eddie Nketiah scoring a poacher's, Eddie Nketiah's type of goal. But Martinelli created that goal, and what is important is Martinelli don't necessarily always be involved in the play, you know. But once that ball head to the left hand side and Martinelli is activated, you could almost guarantee something is going to happen. And so said, so done. And Eddie Nketiah was able to capitalize on a keeper's fumble. And of course, they got another goal. But the reality is, we seal the deal. We seal the deal with a 4-2 victory. Of course, with Martinelli actually getting his goal in the end, following a splendid pass from Odegaard, who clearly was the man of the match in Brighton's match, right? I want to just highlight the fact that our front three scored yet again. Saka, Martinelli, and Eddie Nketiah. And of course, well, Odegaard chimed in. But generally, it's good to know that the fixtures isn't such in our favor that we can get the goals coming from our front three players. Because I mean, the tougher games, although Brighton is a tough opponent, but I'm not saying the actual top teams, which is upcoming by the way. But to end 2022 against West Ham, who is playing horrible, and then beating Brighton, is good. Is good for momentum. Is good clearly for the gap that we have on the top of the table, and now we have the confidence going into the on paper bigger teams, right? So I'm glad that our front three scores and continue to score. With regards to the dealing with the pressure, of course, Brighton almost got back into the game. And when I say I'm talking about in terms of scoreline, because they did get back into the game, but we were able to manage those moments, and that's really important. I mean, I just always say last year, even the year before that, we dropped some points because watch, we weren't dealing with the moments in the game that we needed to exercise some level of composure, and we did it. We did it and continue to do it. And I think that is much credit to, of course, our midfield, Xhaka and Partey, they are having a party in the midfield, of course. And of course, the instructions from Arteta and his staff is clearly seen on the pitch because we are playing like we are a champion side. Still a lot of games to go. 22 games in the English Premier League, but as it stands right now, we are playing with a level of confidence, a level of composure, and we're scoring goals. They can't outscore you right now, but watch now. It's always Arsenal.